interesting.
8 times 3 is 24.
That's fair. And we're live now. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for tuning in to a very, very special episode of the Detox Podcast. I'm here with the infamous Michael Sherman. Give it up for Michael Sherman, guys. Everybody in the studio. Woo! Everybody in the studio. Yeah. We're excited to have him. Dude, how have you been? First and foremost, how are you?
Oh my God, it's been amazing.
Amazing.
Things have changed so much since high school. High school was all kind of, I wouldn't say too bad, but it was a lot of bad vibes and didn't get the respect I deserved, and it was not the best times. But now I almost feel like I'm stuck in a dream and everything is going so good.
Yeah, you're saying that off air that a lot of people have had a really bad 2020 and that you yourself have had an amazing start to 2020.
Yeah, it's basically a transition from 2019 from Wilmot into Carthage has just been phenomenal. Things have changed.
Yeah, so why what let's get into that, man. What is so different about Carthage? Just in general. We'll get into the details because obviously that's what we're talking about off air.
The main thing is the community and the people involved in the school.
Yeah.
Carthage are understanding.
Yeah.
And they're just overall they're nicer overall, but you can just go anywhere and just be friends with anyone almost. Everyone just so nice, communicates, and just is a good atmosphere.
And that's important, especially when you're playing soccer there, right?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, and a lot of people, that's where I'm sure you've felt a lot of the people trying to either diminish or clown what you're doing. Yeah. So why don't you explain, because I personally don't know either, the whole story. So I just know at Wilmot when I was playing soccer that you were not playing very much, and what was your take on that now? Because apparently after I left, you still didn't really play, but now you're playing at Carthage College. So how did that happen?
So when Coach McGinn left, this would be my end of my sophomore season. And when he left, things kind of got better. But granted, I was cut freshman year. I see why, and it makes perfect sense. Coach, you were right. I'm not.
To McGinn, you're saying McGinn was right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything there. You had a point. I was slow. I was not really made for the game yet. And then as time progressed, I started working on my game and took time to develop foot skills and everything else needed. And then even when I got on the team sophomore year as JV, it still was I still didn't have it yet. I was still a work in progress. And it took until my junior year when we got a new coach.
Yeah.
And I will admit, this new coach, Coach Papa, is a good coach.
Yeah.
But he's not, I wouldn't say, he's a life coach, not a soccer coach.
Okay.
So
well, explain that.
He's a professional life coach. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, Coach Papa. I've seen him whip around in his car with his name on it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he does that, but he didn't teach me soccer that much. He didn't teach me anything about the game. He taught me mindset and how to control yourself under pressure and all the helpful stuff like that. And I taught the soccer stuff on my own.
Gotcha.
So basically, he gave me the keys to be able to handle the game. I taught myself the game, and then come middle of junior year, Coach Doman over at Carthage came up to one of my games.
Yeah.
And he called me out after getting 10-0. And I'm like, why me?
Yeah.
Why not the guys over there that just won? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
And then he ended up coming over by the was like, hey, getting out there. I'm like, yeah, I would love to, but these guys gotta get home. I feel sorry to bet.
Yeah.
But I gotta go. And then come senior year, middle of the season, I got a letter from Carthage.
How did that come about, man? So obviously not getting a whole lot of time to showcase your stuff. Did you reach out to them first? How did you guys get together?
Okay, so this is kind of weird, but makes sense. So Coach Doman runs Castle, Kenosha area soccer
Yes,
league.
gotcha.
And I used to play in that in middle school. So I'm guessing he saw or heard of me there.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't made the connection that I would be at the game. I'm guessing is they're watching games all day.
Yeah.
It's the Trumper tournament. They play games all day.
Gotcha.
So he came after that. Yeah, that game. He ended up talking to me.
So that's how you think they reached out with the letter. Yeah. And did the letter specifically say that they wanted you to come out and play soccer, or was it more so? Oh, really?
But it wasn't like because they can't actually give.
They can't give scholarship.
Yeah,
they can't give a
money.
They can't give money to play sports.
Give money, but they just can't call it scholarship.
Yeah.
They have to call it something else.
What did they give you some?
Actually, no.
Oh shit!
I didn't
holding out on you.
I didn't actually get an actual scholarship, but or any money.
Gotcha. Cameron Kuzman says this is great, and he says if he could give this 1,000 likes, he would. Dylan says that he's here, and he says hi, Sherm. How you doing? What's up? What's up?
Offline.
Says we're offline.
It lagged for a second. It says you're still streaming. It like started up again.
Oh, okay, we're still good. Freaking me out, guys. Thought we were offline for a second. Sherm, also just real quick before we get into the rest of this, Cameron says honestly, hands down, thank you to Sherm. He made my 4 years of high school soccer so memorable. What do you gotta say to that?
I will admit that I did some pretty messed up and things that I shouldn't have, and that's probably what he is remembering.
You don't think? So you don't think it was in good terms of memorability?
Probably not. I can't really say that much because I don't know him that well to really say what he'd be thinking there. But like most people will not remember me for the bad things. They don't actually see the truth.
See the things you're doing now. Jonathan Mendez wants to know if you think you can beat him 1-on-1.
I don't know how you do soccer 1-on-1. 2 field players 1-on-1. How you do that?
Well, why don't you footwork wise, intelligence when it comes to the game? Who do you think stacks up higher?
I don't know. We both are controlling midfielders and both have a good sense for the game. Mm-hmm. The one difference I will point out is I am pass first.
Gotcha.
I don't like to take on defenders. I will dump the ball off even though I have a wide open shot and goal. I'll give the ball to someone else for an equally as good luck.
Everybody eats in Sherm's world, right?
Well,
you calling Jonathan a ball hog?
Kind of. When I watched him play, he kind of did that. And I was like,
shit.
Okay.
Jonathan was going to come here today in person, and now he's getting shit on. Sounds like we need a McGinn versus Sherm boxing match on this channel. Jake Wicks, you're absolutely right. Let's get wagers going. Okay. People are choosing Mendez by 100. What? Come on, you gotta give Sherm more respect than that.
Okay, but think about it. We're talking about Wilmot. I had very little playing time, and they're probably going off that instead of what it actually is like.
Yeah.
Like they're going off what they saw, which they actually have a good point. Because
they didn't get to see much. Yeah. Tim, you want to turn Sherm's gain up just a little bit? So I want to get into to this whole Wilmot situation. What, who there at Wilmot do you really have issues with? Because we got into it vaguely beforehand.
There's 2 main ones, which is Christensen and McCoy.
Yeah.
Mr. Christensen. I want to specify that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just some rough times, and like they singled me out and basically put me in court for things that were literally nothing. I mean, teenagers do stuff. They wrestle around with their friends. Like stuff happens. Like. So
what was something that happened? What went so wrong that you became under these people's radar? You got on the radar, and then in your eyes, he was sort of singling you out.
I don't know what made him do it. It may have been when my sister was in school. He may have saw me in middle school in my sister's tennis matches, like running around being this nut job of a kid, which I was.
Yeah.
I can't say I wasn't.
Yeah.
And he probably thought, oh shit, I'm going to have to deal with this kid. Like, oh no. And then he had a bias thinking of me probably from then.
So what's something that happened, though, that made him... What's the first thing that you did wrong in his eyes that then he...
There's a lot.
So give me something.
So, number 1, Kevin still talks about this quite a bit, and we laugh at it because it's just like, okay, yeah, that was dumb, whatever. But yeah, that was funny though too.
Okay.
So in lunch, I don't know if you were in this lunch or if Tim or anyone was, but we ended up. So I stood up on the lunch table and flicked off the whole lunchroom.
Why'd you do that, Sherm?
Because I was pissed and.
What were you pissed about that you thought it would be a good idea to stand up on?
I don't know. I think it was actually. I don't know. It may have been a sports argument. It may have been something, but something that
You
had
said some adrenaline going.
Kind of, yeah.
You were just going nuts. Who is that creeping down the steps? Is that Kevin Klitzka in the building, here to see Sherm live? Okay, so you said people at Wilmot only remember you for the bad things.
From what I can tell.
Yeah, so what's something really bad that happened then that you think that that's what they remember you for?
I don't know. Everyone has different...
Well, what's something that you did that other people thought was wrong, or maybe Christensen thought was wrong? You said there was some legal troubles that they brought in. Give me that story.
Okay, so this was actually senior year. So I was in the lunchroom. There's a sports room, right? So me and my friend, Jacob Erickson, were going back and forth. And lunch ended, we were heading towards class.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little physical with it and gave him a little tap on the cheek. Didn't even leave a mark. But then Christensen reported to McCoy. I ended up getting charged with the 1 count of battery. All for something that didn't even leave a mark. There's no actual intent or anything.
So
there.
what exactly?
It was just a little argument. I was like, bro, come on. I gave him a little slap.
So who was that with again?
Jacob Erickson.
Jacob Erickson. And so what did you do then? You just like tapped him on the face?
It was a little
fist to the
kind
face?
of from behind. It wasn't much.
So you punched him in the back of the head, sure.
But it wasn't anything. It was a pussy tap. It didn't even leave a mark. It was like, what you doing, bro? Like, why?
So you meant to not punch him?
There was no.
It wasn't just.
There was no intent. It was just like.
Well, why'd you punch him then? Why'd you just give him a little shove or something, or just say, "Hey, bro"?
I don't know. It just was like,
So what
like when you get kind of ticked off with your friend and you just kind of slap them. It's that.
I can't say that I do because I don't think I've done that, but
like you basically get ticked off and like, come on, bro.
I could see where you're coming from.
A little slap or whatever.
So you guys are friends. You guys were friends.
Yeah.
You guys were having a little argument.
Yeah. There's nothing there, and then I got 1 count of battery for him, like that.
A count of battery, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
damn.
Look at his cheek. There's no mark. His face is redder from the fact he's going to the principal's office than the actual mark where I hit him. Like, come on.
So that's something. So, what were the conversations that you've had then with Wilmot admins that you said we were talking off air and you were saying that kind of disrespectful?
Okay. I don't actually remember too much because a lot of this bad stuff I've actually, outside out of mind, kind of forgot about because it's just like
trying to move on. I get what you're saying, but that's what you wanted to come on here and talk about, so let's talk about it.
So I'll bring up this one thing about McCoy that happened after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back to a football game.
Yeah.
After graduation, I knew my friend's mom was there, right? Because
Well, you were coming to see one of your friends.
Her nephew was actually playing.
Gotcha.
What was it? Joey Tansky. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
So his aunt was there, and then I ended up was like, okay, she's here. I know his cousin Jordan.
When you can go to, are you not allowed to go to the games or something?
I am.
So where?
It's a public event.
Okay, so let's see. Where's this issue coming?
I was looking for her in the stands. I don't know where she almost is. I was kind of looking for her because I knew she would be there. I saw her at the game before, but she was in the stands. I just kind of walked past her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of scanning the.
Just kind of looking for her.
Bleachers for her.
Yeah.
And I happened to be standing next to McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
And then McCoy turned around and said, "Hey Sherman, do I have to give you an explanation on how to act at these events?" And I was like, "What are you?" I was about...
You just said it out of nowhere?
Yeah.
You were just standing there looking for this chick, and he just said that to you?
Yeah, I was literally scanning a thing, and he was like, tapped me on the shoulder. "Hey, do I have to show you how to..."
Was he joking, or was he being serious?
I don't know. Like, he kind of had that look in his eye that was serious, but it's also like...
He had this look in his eye. Like, at one point in time, he said we were going to get it on.
But yeah, he kind of... But
okay,
he kind of was like a like, I knew he wasn't joking about it. Like
You felt some tension. You felt some tension there.
Yeah, like it was like to kind of get at
So
me
did anything
and
happen?
Kind of bring up the past and be like, it's kind of like a targeted thing.
Did anything happen after that then?
No, I just walked away.
Just got out of there.
I was like, oh hell no.
Did you okay, well I guess I got a question here from Blake Zager. How did you earn the nickname the Bedroom Jedi?
That was just me messing around on social media.
Oh yeah?
I really just was like, okay, I'm bored. Let's just do something creative. Let's just clear my mind here.
Yeah. So I want to get into some audience questions real quick. Let's just do a couple, and then we'll come back to them in a second. But some people, like I said, I do an anonymous message thing through that YOLO app for almost all the guests. Not all the guests, but I will say this. SHERM here has definitely gotten the most responses of any of my guests. So we'll just read a couple of them. We'll come back to them as the podcast progresses. But the first question that I got today was ask him how his athletic ability has evolved.
So I will admit, okay, I see Duncan Marshall in the room. This brings back some stuff.
Don't talk to Duncan Marshall. You can talk to this camera right here. You talk to me.
I know, but I saw him and then.
Duncan, why you throwing my guest off his...
It brought back... Hey, I saw him and brought back the time of when we used to play together.
Good memory?
Yes,
or bad?
It was a good memory.
Okay.
That was when I was like in my prime, when I was actually athletic as a child.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, at the time I was good. I was like 1 to 4 goals a game. Couple assists. I was...
Back in like...
I was
little kids.
Debatable. It was... Like,
Duncan, was Sherm taking over?
He was good.
He was good? He was doing his thing?
Started.
Okay, so how has your athletic ability evolved?
So, after that time ended, the tournament team broke up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, after that happened, I won't want to say fall off, but I kind of lost interest. I was not in my game as much. That actually continued throughout middle school.
Why do you think that is?
Year. I don't know.
Just lost the fire for it.
Kind of. And then Wilmot, with all the
bullshit
that happened, it just was like, oh hell no. And that refueled the engines and just got me going.
So my next audience question is something we already touched on a little bit. I'm sure we'll get more in depth on. Opinions on Wilmot High School and the staff.
Okay, most of the staff is pretty good, but there's a couple outliers that just
bring the whole
don't have the personality to be able to handle these students. Like, they are good. Like, I can't say a kid's bad. Like, just can't give them a chance. But like, they're labeling these kids and kind of singling them out before they actually develop into who they actually are. Yeah. Just like me, for example, they labeled me and sealed me out before I actually had a chance to develop.
And that's dangerous, man. That's not good practice for anybody if that's really happening. Bro, let's be honest. We all want to know how the party scene is, or what the party scene like is at Carthage for SHERM. Dude probably goes to hella bangers.
Not really. Since I don't drink or smoke, that's part of keeping my body in shape for athletics.
Body's
part of the game there.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then... But yeah, I don't go to a lot of parties. If I do, it's normally in a soccer fraternity. Like, they have this special little house or whatever, like just part of an apartment building where the soccer team just meet up and have a good time.
And you were saying before off air that you like how now your teammates, you said they treat you with a lot of respect, and it's there's a lot more camaraderie than you said there was over at Wilmot.
Yeah, Wilmot, I was very underrated and didn't get looked at the way I should have been looked at. I mean, I will admit, I did not come out freshman year the way I wanted to. It was bad. First off, I was living in a hotel in Kenosha.
Really?
A tree fell in my house.
Oh, I heard about that.
And then that threw everything off mentally, and then it just went downhill from there. Took until junior year for me to recover and get things back on track.
I can't imagine how it was just like was it during a storm or something?
No,
like
it just was a sunny day, sunny and 70.
The tree just said, fuck that.
Yeah, basically. And it was weird because my room was next to my sister's at the time. My sister moved out. My parents are now in that room. But at the time, my sister was laying in her bed
Yeah.
And she saw the tree from her window crack and falling. She ran so fast out of her room. I was like, Steph, what's going on?
There's a fucking tree in your house now.
But
Destroyed.
it wasn't actually that bad. It really only messed up the attic. It wasn't too bad, but it still was enough to where I couldn't live in the house.
Mm-hmm. So when I introduced you here today, Sherm, I mentioned that you were sort of famous, a little. Some people would say infamous for the things that happened over at Wilmot. What is your message? Because whether you know it or you like it or not, you've got a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
Especially from this area, you've got a lot of people watching right now. What's your message, man?
Well,
to the good and the bad, to the people that are rooting for you and the people that are hating on you.
Okay, I will admit things didn't go that well at Wilmot or even at Trevor, for example. But don't look at me now. Don't look at me from then. Look at me from 5 years and when I'm actually on my own and doing stuff.
What's the dream for you, Sherm? Where do you want to be when it's all where do you want to be 5 years from now?
Well, I have 2 different ways that could go.
What are those 2 different ways?
Number 1, main goal is main dream is to go play pro soccer in Europe.
Where would your top pick be?
Old Trafford at Manchester United.
Yeah.
I'm actually debating getting a B tattoo, a worker bee tattoo.
Oh shit!
And then the town slogan.
Then they have to sign you if you do that. I read that somewhere. I'm just kidding.
It'd be nice though. But yeah, they have a little worker bee because that town is actually the way that town was developed is it's a manufacturing and very performance oriented town. Mm-hmm. So the way the town was made is a shipping and trade and basically a town dedicated on hard work. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I am. Yeah. I just grind it out. I don't really care what's going on. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this happen.
You're gonna get on the field or get in the gym and
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get the job done.
I like that.
That's kind of how I am.
What was option number 2?
Option number 2 is my major, which is accounting and finance.
Okay.
And that is
definitely different.
Yeah.
Different than the other thing. Are you interested in that? So you like math and numbers and whatnot?
How do you think I'm so good at soccer? I'm analytical.
Oh,
I can crunch numbers in real time in the game.
You know exactly the velocity. Not that crazy. You're not robotic.
But I can tell. Okay, this is where the ball's moving. If I move here and I can tell what's gonna happen, where the ball's gonna be before it even gets there.
And you're saying that's because of how skilled you are in the math department?
Yes, that helps, but also my knowledge of the game and how much I've actually studied film.
So, I've got some more I like that a lot. But I've got some more questions from our audience here, and I don't want to leave them waiting. They're piling up here. Ask people, or Cameron says to ask him about the free kick that won the game.
Okay, so at first I was staying over the ball, right next to the ref, thinking about taking it. Right?
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, Cameron was there first, if I remember right. I don't remember exactly. But me and Cameron were the 2 seniors who got to the ball and were going to take it.
Yeah.
So we had a quick discussion, and it's I want to take it. I said I want to take it. And it's can I? And it's kind of and then I was okay, yeah, we're both seniors. Why not? Just take it. I don't really care. I trust you right now more than I trust myself. Just take it. And then he ended up hitting this far post upper 90 shot from the corner of the 18. And I was whoa. But I was okay, this is really neat. This is a nice shot, but we have to focus on the game. Yes, we're up 1-0, but we're also down to 10 men. So we also have to worry about holding on for the next 25 minutes to a half hour.
So you would say that it was your doing almost, that you kind of let him
kind of
you allowed him to do it.
I stepped back.
You chose to let him have that moment.
I stepped back
because you could have taken it.
I could have, but I stepped back.
I get what you're saying.
Because I was we're both seniors, we both deserve as much.
Yeah.
My right foot is not as good as yours right now. Why don't you just take it?
And he did, and you guys won.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good. You made the right call.
But that's what I mean by my soccer IQ. Like I can.
You know.
I just have a feeling for the game. That's like
you were thinking with your head, not your heart. There,
Yeah.
that's a smart move. Definitely a smart move. So, next question from the audience. This is not from me. This is from the audience. How does it feel to not be recognized as the best soccer player at Wilmot? That's what someone said.
Okay, I will admit I'm not the best soccer player at Wilmot. Because when I played at Wilmot, I wasn't the best. I was.
But would you say that you're the best player to come out of Wilmot? Would you say that? I'm just throwing it out there.
I guess you can say that, but I'm still going to tell myself no. I'm never going to believe that I'm the best.
Really?
And that's part of how I am.
Why don't you believe that you're the best?
Because if I do, that means, okay, I'm already the best. What more do I have to do? If I teach myself to believe that I don't, like I'm still at the bottom, still have work to do, then I don't think I will ever peak. I will just keep growing and growing.
I like that philosophy. It's a little different, a little unorthodox, but I totally get that.
I could be the world's leading scorer. I could be in Ronaldo's place, for example, right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would still think, I'm crap. I still have no touch. Like I still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Like,
so objectively though, not thinking with that mindset, do you think that you're the best, or if not one of the best?
I don't know. Let the people decide.
Let the people decide. I like that. I like that a lot. He didn't want to go to the next. I've got some questions from people. Man of wisdom, man. That's what people are saying. We got some more comments from. I don't even fucking throw out my questions. People are asking you all the questions. Are you a right or left wing?
I don't know what to say about that. Because generally with high school and most of my life, I was right foot dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So right wing was normally my move.
Gotcha.
But over time, I've developed a left foot to where my left foot is stronger for crossing and pass for almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Besides settling balls out of the air.
So you've
still
become so good
with
your
my
left foot
that has become stronger than my right at this point. But also at the same time, I still like the right wing because then I could cut back onto my left foot and have the cross coming from the other direction, kind of throw them off. Because normally when you're on the wing, the defender likes to slide in and try and slide tackle the ball.
Yeah.
You cut back towards your own goal, send in the cross, you probably have a better window to get a header in.
Did any of my soccer guys fact check that? I'm not. I played defense the whole time, so I don't know. But Sherm sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Better with my head than my feet.
Tim, was better with his head. Who's your favorite rap artist, Sherm? The people want to know.
Okay, I listen to a lot of people that are up and coming, like non-mainstream. Almost all the music I listen to, I play it. Someone's like, "What is this? Like, this is really good. Who the hell is this?" I mean, yes, there are some good record labels producing this stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's actual talent that no one knows about.
So you're more the underground scene.
Kind of, but like, it's more like the Cali kind of low kind of vibe to it. Like, it has a lower tempo, but yet it has that energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a chilled fire type of thing. Like,
yeah. I kind of get what you're saying. So who's somebody you listen to then?
okay, can I use my phone here?
You can pull. I'm not. It's not a test. You don't not get to pull out your phone. But while you're pulling it out, I've got some more things from the audience here. Let's see. Ask him if he lives the Mamba mentality from Jordan Bank.
I have, like, over time.
So, but doesn't that, you just said that you like to tell yourself you're not the best?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant knows in his mind that he's the best.
I know.
So would you
That's
say
what I mean.
is your mentality a level above Kobe Bryant's?
No, it's the fact that I have different mentality for different scenarios.
Okay.
Like right now, my mentality is focused on the conversation between me and you.
Gotcha.
But at the
Locked
same
in.
time, I have the other stuff in the background that's kind of like, I know about it, but like it just kind of, I can flip the switch.
Okay.
So basically, I can be the captain,
Yeah.
or I can step back and just
assist.
let
and allow other people. You
Yeah.
like Drake said. You gotta fall back in the six and give these
Exactly.
people the space that they need to exist.
exactly.
You let Cameron make
I
that
can
goal.
take control if need be, but other times I can step back and let someone else take the what's the word? Like
They can have the shine. They can be in
Kind
the
of, yeah,
limelight.
they
You
can
can
be-
step back.
I can step back and
Inspiring
give someone
without-
else a chance to perform and show their end.
You inspire people without ever taking credit. That's
Kind
another
of,
Drake
yeah.
line. Another Drake line.
Kind of low key.
You're somewhat like the boy from
No.
the Six.
Oh, I hate Drake.
You hate Drake.
His
He's
music.
a winner.
Okay, his
He's a
music is good, but the stuff he did with the blocks and all that stuff is like, you're a grown man and you're arguing with the ref on the sideline. Like, you aren't even in the game or part of the NBA. Like, what are you doing?
He's a brand ambassador. Just trying to build some.
He's just acting like a child. Like,
It's great TV.
you would think you would have some professionalism and act like a normal person, but you're out here jumping around and like being all with the ref, coach of
Yeah.
the Raptors, and it's like, oh my god.
So you think you would have handled it more professionally than Drake did?
I mean, I would.
If you were the brand
I
ambassador.
would have been celebrating, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have been like that excessive with it. Like, I've kept it to a minimum.
So what is the most misunderstood thing? This isn't from the audience. This is from me. What's the most misunderstood thing about SHERM?
My
That you-
personality.
Okay,
who
what
I
is it
am.
about you, about your personality that people get wrong?
They mistake me for this bad guy that I don't have good heart, and they just don't know who I am. They don't know why I do what I do.
Why do you do what you do?
Because everyone else thinks I don't know how I do what I do.
That's why you do what you do?
I'm literally out to prove a point.
You're here to prove
My
people
main
wrong.
motivator at this point is to say fuck you to Christensen and prove him wrong and say, yeah, this week you thought on me? Yeah, now I'm going pro. Who looks bad now?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. What is there anything wrong with channeling your inner child?
It depends. Like, I mean, you can use it,
Mm-hmm.
but don't use it negatively. Like, use what you have going, use the energy for good,
Mm-hmm.
but don't go, like, out hurting people and stuff like that. Just use the energy to get yourself going and to motivate yourself to move forward.
What are SHERM's religious beliefs? This is an audience question.
This is kind of weird, because
People want to know.
I don't have a side of religion. It's kind of like a
Are
mix.
you God in your religion?
Depends on what type of guy you're talking. It's like,
Holy shit.
it's like,
Holy shit. I wish we had the air horn right there. SHERM is God.
no, but it's weird, because like, a lot of religions have a lot of things that overlap.
That's absolutely true.
And then, if you think about it, some of these things are completely outrageous. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, this makes absolutely no sense. If you take pieces of them,
Mm-hmm.
you can find the overlaying parts and you can break it down and be like, this makes a lot more sense. And just basically find something that works. I mean, everyone else has their own religion. I get that. But, like, you have to find something that works for you. Like,
You're an
my thing
innovator,
is
yeah.
proving people wrong
Gotcha.
and clearing my name of the bad stuff that went on and, like, basically starting over with a clean slate. And with that being said, I like to kind of use whatever I need almost.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I don't have I don't really have a set thing like God, for example. Like, he could exist, he could not. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is there's just something watching over us.
Yeah.
It could be 10 gods. It could be one god. I don't know. Just there's some sort of supernatural force watching over us.
So the people want to know, how often does SHERM pleasure himself a week? That comes from David Ambergini, seconded by Tim Freeman.
I'm just gonna say no comment.
No
That's
comment.
that's
That means a
something-
lot, guys. That means a
That's
lot.
something that I'm kind of keeping out of the picture.
I got you.
Because that'll open up a whole can of worms that I don't want to deal with.
Be honest with yourself and people.
That, okay, so are you scared of the coronavirus? Audience question here.
Not at all.
How would you protect yourself in a crisis? If somebody's coughing and they come up to you, what are you gonna do? Deck them in the face?
No,
Kiss them on the mouth?
I'm gonna act like I never saw them walk the other way.
Shit. So what's your take on the coronavirus? Your general thoughts?
Okay, I think it's a lot like the flu.
It is.
And we're overreacting. I know the flu was bad first, and yeah, a lot of people died from it, but now we have newer technology and we can figure out a vaccine for this sooner. And we're just flipping out about it, and just like the flu, over time you'll get over it yourself. It's not that bad.
Got you.
It's just we don't have a way of preventing it or keeping it at a minimum, and that's what's scary about it. It's not like the actual thing. It's like the fear within ourselves. We're scared of ourselves.
What
more
about?
than we are
So you don't
of the
think that
coronavirus.
older people are at any higher risk? People with lesser immune systems. We got to keep our elderly safe.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've heard it.
Contain the problem you have right now.
Yeah.
And everything else, just kind of live like normal.
So I heard.
Like,
have you heard the nicknames that they're giving it?
What?
They're calling it the boomer remover.
No.
That's beautiful. If I've ever heard anything.
I mean, that is a good way of putting it.
That's pretty good. I mean, I feel terrible, but that's pretty good. So I saw a question from Josh Van Kampen. What's going on? I don't think I've ever seen him in a live. How you doing, Josh? He said, "What's your body count at Carthage, SHERM?"
Again, no comment.
No
I'm just gonna stay out of that one.
What?
Because again, I don't want anyone to be offended. I don't want stuff to bring up because I don't want to deal with talking.
Would you ever
to people
consider
after
running
this.
for public office? Another audience question.
Who sent that one in?
Jared Gendron. That one wasn't anonymous.
He actually Snapchatted me this the other day. Wait, it may have been yesterday actually, but
the people want you.
But
we need a leader in this country.
That's
We're
the
divided.
thing.
We need someone like you to lead us forward.
I could, but at the same time, it's like
you could.
I have no part in it. It's like it's like I don't belong in it, and I guess it's kind of my problem, but yet I feel like I don't have any part in it.
Do you think if you ran for public office locally, you would win?
No, not locally.
Where? So if you ran on a higher scale, you think you'd win though?
Probably, because if we're talking statewide, okay, people are reasonable statewide. But I don't believe I have a good reputation or anything locally, and it's like, why waste the time and money?
This one's an anonymous question here. What's SHERM's best tip for in the bedroom?
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Just trust your guns, dude.
Trust your guns. Shoot.
Just gotta be confident about it.
Okay, I'll take this question a step further. How does one get to the bedroom? What's your best tip?
Be yourself. Be confident. Just know yourself. Know what you're good at, and just.
What if they have a micro penis? Can they still be themselves?
Yeah, just. Don't tell the girl that.
Just show them.
Don't make it obvious, but just show you're confident. And you know how to use what you're giving them. It's not too complicated.
Oh my god, I missed a bunch of comments.
You just gotta reassure the women that you know what you're doing. Same thing goes for the women. Reassure the man that you know what's going on and things are. Make them comfortable. You just gotta.
What's your best pickup line, SHERM?
I don't really have one.
You don't need them.
I am on the spot.
I had so there was a question earlier in the comments I saw when we were kind of already in the middle of talking about something, so I didn't get to it. But very interesting. Are you and Caroline still in relations? So someone asked.
Okay, that was nothing. Nothing.
Someone asked me about.
Nothing happened
in the comments.
After the dance early, we walked out the doors. Goodbye. Didn't talk for another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Because everything went on social media, the YouTube video went out, and we basically were like, we're not gonna.
You guys didn't want to deal with the
media.
You guys would have been celebrities and
and just bad vibes.
It would have been like the next Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, and I don't have time for the media. I hate the media.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd never post much on Instagram. I don't do much of anything.
I noticed that when I was tagging you in some stuff that you don't post a lot.
That's because I like to keep things.
This is an anonymous message. It says Preston is better than SHERM. I don't know what they're referring to, but why don't you give me your answer as to if that is true in life And if that is true in soccer, give me both.
Okay, so Preston was actually pretty good at soccer. He did have me beat for a couple years. But my thing is I have the mind. I have the motivation. I have the want for it. I could tell from Preston that I didn't want to play soccer that much longer. Once we hit upper junior, senior year of high school, he didn't seem to want as much.
You think you wanted it more?
Yeah, and he seemed to almost kind of like not have the energy and just kind of like, whatever it is, what it is.
At what point did you surpass him as a soccer player?
After graduation.
After
I
graduation?
will be honest there. It was after I got on my own and could
started working.
let the nerves chill from Wilmot and just let things happen.
Do you and Preston talk at all?
No, he actually has me blocked. I don't know why, but
What?
he does. Yeah,
What? He was asking me about the show tonight. He seemed pretty excited that you were going to be on.
I know.
That's sad.
It's funny how those who doubt you and are against you always are there.
They're always keeping tabs on you, man.
Exactly.
We're going to have Preston on soon. We'll talk to him about this situation.
But yeah, I think the main reason why he started to not like the game as much is his dad.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was overbearing about most of his life, and it just got to him.
I think
like,
it took a toll on him.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Because I could tell, like, he was starting to, like, get annoyed that his dad was like, okay, dude, like, why do you have a bad game? He was on him about it. And just, I could see in Preston's eyes that he was starting to get annoyed by it.
Which is tough when
Yeah.
parents get like that, if that's how that actually went down.
That's how I saw it. But
Why did, this is another anonymous message, why did SHERM cuss out Hoppy, then get banned from the gym? I don't know who Hoppy is. Is that, oh, okay.
Hopkins, yeah.
Okay.
I actually don't remember this full thing.
You cussed somebody out. I feel like you've done that multiple times.
Yeah, I have. It's nothing new.
Why are you doing that, man?
Because
You're soft-spoken, sweet boy. Why are you running around with this potty mouth?
I thought you'd be professional.
I am. I'm professional right now. I will say that. But once the cameras and stuff are away, I am as real as it gets. I don't care what happens. I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care how you feel, what happens. I'm just going to say it how it is.
Okay. So I want Chad Hampton wants us to call Preston. We should call Preston.
Everybody wants.
I think I'll give Preston a call just a second because I got to keep up with the chat. Do you want you guys have him on? You guys got him on Snapchat or his number? We'll FaceTime him in a second. Let me just. There was another question I saw up here that looked pretty interesting. Andrew List says, and we talked about this off air, so I kind of know why. But why don't you explain for our viewers, why is SHERM not even on the Carthage roster if he's playing at Carthage?
So
That's what they
Wilmot made a bit of a mistake. They never dropped on my classes. I stopped doing work on the classes a month or two before graduation. It was, well, no, before, I don't know. It was early on in the semester, and I was like, I'm not doing that well in this class. I don't need it for graduation.
Yeah.
I asked my counselor to drop it. He never did drop it. So
Damn.
I ended up finishing that class with a 13%. Well, that dropped my GPA below a 2.0. NCAA requires a 2.0 to be eligible.
Yeah, for your first. I thought it was lower for your first semester, and then it raises up to 2.0. But
no, but it's 2.0.
It is? Yeah, it is 1. Yeah, because then you have 1.7 or something, or you have just under it. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how the fuck you got that, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's like 1.7 something your first semester.
Carthage said it was a 2.0, and
I
then
can see that for them.
Carthage wanted me to play. They were all for having me play. But it was the NCAA that was like, no.
The NCAA had to stop SHERM.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah,
you guys would already.
And that was because of grades.
Damn.
Yeah.
The NCAA knows who you are, though. That's a good feeling.
I mean, they know about me, but I'm not in
They
the
know
system yet.
They're keeping tabs on you.
Yeah.
You're not interested in them yet, you said? So you're
can't-
not on the roster because they couldn't put you on because you're ineligible.
Yes.
Can SHERM talk more about his and Jordan Ball's online beef?
Oh,
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's not really anything. We just go back and forth, talking a little trash with each other. It's nothing more than friendly little, like, kind of like you say something, I say something back. Like, there's not actually any intent there. Just like.
So if he called you a bitch, what would you say?
I would clap back. I won't sit there, but like.
Clap his cheeks.
I'm not gonna take shit and then not just do anything.
Someone got Preston on the line. Can I get Preston? The people want Preston. Is it calling? Preston ID audio. No, we want the video. Okay, let's get this so we can get some audio. Tim, why don't you keep that camera on me?
It's on you, brother.
See if Preston will answer us. I wonder if he's watching. He's told me he was going to check it out a little bit. What is Sherm practicing? What is Sherm packing below the waist? Preston, what's going on, man?
We were watching the show, buddy.
You're live right now, man.
Oh, God. Okay, cool. I'm a fast forward. I was a little behind for a minute.
So people wanted me to give you a call because apparently you have Sherm blocked on everything. Why is that?
Oh, man. It was mostly because,
Turn my gain up, Tim. You're good, Preston.
Are you good?
You're-
I'm watching this shit.
You're good. You're good. Go.
So, Sherman was always talking a bunch of stuff about me and whatnot. So, I thought it would be smart to maybe kind of exonate myself from him for a while until he calmed down, you know?
Sherm, what's your response to that?
We're over a year past graduation.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said you're over a year past graduation. You guys got to be men about this.
I said some stuff, but
What did you say,
like,
Sherm?
I don't even know.
What's something he said to you, Preston, that got you so upset?
Oh, no, he just, you know, Sherm talks. So, Sherm was talking stuff back in high school, so.
He got under your skin.
Oh, no, we're all good there.
Sounds like he got under your skin a little bit. If you blocked
They
him,
were singers together.
weren't you guys?
Yeah.
You guys are
We-
homies, dude. Aren't you guys homies?
Me, Duncan, and
Oh, yeah.
Preston
yeah,
are all on the
sure.
same
I mean,
team.
if Sherm's okay with being homies, I guess we can be homies.
So the chat is saying that they want to see a 40-yard dash between you and Sherm. Would you be down for that?
We can make that happen, I guess.
We'll make that happen. It'll be on the vlog. We'll make it happen. Thank you, Preston, for hanging out. You hang out for the rest of the conversation. We've got a lot more stuff going through, but thank you to Preston ID for hanging out with us for a second.
Appreciate you. Have a good one, Darren. Looking good, buddy.
Oh, thanks, buddy. So who would win 1v1 in basketball? Sherm or Preston? People want you and Preston. I think you and Preston are buddies, and the media that you hate because the media is trying to put you two against each other.
But not really that.
I feel like that's what's going on here.
Been butting heads because we've always been vying for the same position on the field. So that
Two elite players.
Yeah, basically the fight to be captain, the fight to be that center mid, the fight to basically be the main guy on the team. That basically got the rivalry going, and the rivalry got kind of heated to the point to where we just
stop talking, fall out.
Well, not really. It just
if he blocked you, that means you stopped talking.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But we still talked at the lunch table and stuff. But
you guys still gave hugs and kisses in private, held hands when people weren't looking.
We have a long relationship. We're good with each other, but we just since we had that fight for the same thing for so long.
Yeah.
We just kind of grew apart because
you guys were battling. You're pinned against each other. I get it. What's your thoughts on SHERM versus? That was an Instagram account I think I saw. When I was trying to tag you in something today, that came up.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not sure what that's about. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't even know what to think of it because it was. I thought it was good at first, but now I realize it just was.
What was the point of it? Did you make it?
No.
Someone else.
It was Evan Henry, actually.
Evan Henry made
He's the one who made that account.
Oh, why'd he make it? What was his reason?
Because we had this 1v1 thing going on where I would play other people 1v1. For example, I played Preston.
Did you win?
Preston, no.
You lost?
Yeah. I also lost to Schmelk.
Props to you, Preston. To who?
Schmelk. David Schmelk.
I don't know who that is. He's not on my radar.
Yeah,
so.
But I will admit in that game, I started feeling sick in the stomach, and every time he hit...
Gotta have that Jordan flu game. Sure.
Every time he hit me in the gut, I felt like I was going to throw up. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to let him score because I don't want to throw up with 50 people in the gym. That is just bad.
Okay. Can you explain to our audience how you get so many girls? This is another anonymous message.
there's not really much. It's just an art. Like, there's just an art to being someone like me. Like, it just... You can't just get it. You have to take years and time to develop.
What did you do to develop this art into what it is today? I'm looking at a beautiful painting right here, but how did you get to it?
A lot of mistakes and a lot of things that went bad, and like there's just a lot that goes into it. Like, how you think like Kobe was so good because he kept making mistake after mistake after mistake, but after every mistake he didn't make that same mistake twice, and over time he worked it, finally tuned it to where his game was so good that he could score 81 points in a game.
So that's you. With if you went into a party with 100 women, you're pulling 81 at least. No,
but what I'm saying though is like I've basically looked back at what I did, where I went wrong, and I finally tuned what I did wrong and basically found the way to make things happen.
Gotcha.
So, we've got tons of anonymous questions and they keep coming in. What's your favorite movies and why he doesn't smoke the ganja? That's a very different double-sided question there, or two-parted question. But you told me beforehand when we were off air that you don't really have a lot of favorite movies.
I don't really have a favorite movie, but I mean, if there's one, again, it goes back on who I am and like the way I am. It's The Waterboy.
The Waterboy.
For the longest time, I've always felt like I'm like Bobby Boucher, so nice and
don't say
stuff
that.
until you come after me, and then I'm just gonna tackle your ass like
just
that.
try and hit him with it. Do you make that noise before you spear them?
No.
Out of existence?
Why are you so fucking cute, though? That's what someone else asked.
Does that go back to the fine-tuning, the years and years of crafting?
Kind of, like, Duncan will second me on this one. I used to dress, like, I was weird. I was a social outcast growing up. And I just...
But since then, you've had the media all over you, starting up fake publicity stunts with you dating, people starting up Instagram accounts just to push your content?
Yeah, but that wasn't me. That was them trying to, like, bully me and kind of make me look bad. But I took what they did and twisted it to make it look good.
Okay.
So basically, they'd try to do something to make my basketball skills, which I will admit are bad. Like, I am not good with my hands. My hand-eye coordination is absolute garbage. Only thing I can do is a soccer throw, and like that's the most coordination I have at this point.
So do you know Luke Nozick? Do you know Luke Nozick? He wants our viewers to know the story of you losing your virginity. And after he said that, everybody else has gone bananas. So thank you, Luke, for suggesting that. Why don't you elaborate on that, Sherm?
So this is where it gets interesting. Because I was a virgin until after graduation.
Okay.
Truth be told. But yeah, like I said...
By choice? Or not by choice?
A little bit of both.
No girls were catching your eye.
Exactly.
No one was on that level.
Everyone at Wilmot turned me down. Whatever. So yeah, this is where it gets interesting. So, over time at Carthage, I grew a bond with some of the people there. And quite frankly, the soccer teams over there are like my family at this point. Like, yeah, Wilmot, I had my close ones, but like Carthage, like, even though a lot of these guys are from Chicago, like there's a girl that plays for Carthage and she lives in Kansas. Like, it's a whole different world. Like, people from everywhere.
So how'd you lose virginity? How did Sherm clap his cheeks?
At one of those soccer fraternity parties, it just was.
Was it consensual?
Yeah.
Good.
It just
I was
like,
getting scared. When you said fraternity, I got really nervous for a second.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was kind of a whack night.
It was a whack night? Why is that?
Because there was games going on. There was arguing back and forth on which club is better, and it just was whatever.
So who? You don't have to say who the lucky lady was. How did you? Is this like how did you make this happen? Was this somebody you'd been talking to? Was this someone you were, in an intimate relationship with? Was this just like a hookup?
It just was kind of a hookup.
Just doing your thing. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
And at that point, it turned into a train interaction. Got one, and then got her friend group, and then it basically has stayed there until now.
Jesus.
So basically, one person was like, "Oh, my guy is really good and bad." They told their friends on campus, and then just word got around.
All right. Let's see here. We've got some more audience questions. Someone said, "Are you down to fuck?" Well, he just answered that, I think. You want to drop your snap? Some people want to know your snap. Anonymous. You can just say it.
I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if it's the underscore or not.
I think I don't know. I'll pull it up for him.
I don't think there's an underscore.
I'll pull it up for him. Let's see here. It is Shermanator 1128. There you go. You can rewind that if you really want it.
Oh,
people are gonna be hitting you up after.
I do want to point out though is Sherman with an A, and then after the N it's another A. A lot of people like to put an I there for some reason, but it's actually an A.
So earlier I asked you if you were right wing or left wing. Someone anonymously again said, "I meant, are you right or left wing politics?"
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about there.
Like, are you more of a Democrat or a Republican? You're just an intellectual. You're neither.
I'm just kind of.
You're an independent
thinker.
thinker.
What needs to get done. Like, I don't care who it is.
Couldn't have said it better
what
myself.
Party you come from. If you are gonna do what needs to get done, I don't care. Just do what needs to get done.
Someone asked how much money you got. I feel like that's a personal question.
Like,
but I guess we're getting pretty personal here. $5?
Yeah.
So I mean, you just spent a lot on.
I just dropped $189 on a snowboard.
That's what I was gonna say.
And it was a $430 retail board. Like.
Yeah. So you said you were willing to grind it out, to do whatever you need to make things happen. But like we kind of talked about a little bit at the beginning of the show is that you didn't really get to play a whole lot at Wilmot, and now you're the card that the coach is pulling for you so bad that even though you don't have the grades, they're still going to give you the spot when you do get the grades up.
They want me on
But
the field.
how did you advance to that level? What were the individual steps? Like if I was not a good shooter and I became a good shooter in basketball, let's say, right? I might have hit the gym. I might have made 500 shots a day and whatever. What were the things that you did, that SHERM did, to get where you are now?
Going to the field, staying late at practice, going there early.
What were some things that, like, specific things that you did, maybe? Like you're just shooting a lot? Is it a lot of conditioning, mental? How do you build mental toughness?
It's a little bit of everything. Because I would spend time shooting, but at the same time, I would do like different combinations of footwork, like a step over, and just combine them and figure out what works in a game. Because if you combine some things, you end up turning around in the wrong way, and it'd be easy for the defender to get the ball. Obviously, it won't work if you're all twisting and turning. The defender's gonna get the ball. So you have to kind of figure out what moves, what's transitional, what is actual good for in game. And then I would take that move. I'd be by the 20-yard line, 18-yard box, somewhere out there, dribbling around, and then I would basically transition from the skill move into a shot. And then over time, I would critique the shot to where if it's not within 2 or 3 inches, even an inch at this point. It started off with a couple inches. Now it's down to an inch.
Gotcha.
If it's less than an inch from where I wanted it to go, I have to run back until I get that spot.
Really? Wow.
Everything.
Picky.
Yeah.
I got you.
But that's how you get good. Once you're actually good, how do you get better? You find the small details, and
that's where the greats become the greats.
Yeah.
By fine-tuning those little details. This is a question we've had many times on the podcast that people love to always ask anonymously because they're cowards. Would you eat ass? I think I've had like half my guests get this question. So
I'm just gonna say no comment.
That's a smart comment. That's a smart answer to that one.
The time's right.
When the time is right. Okay, so I want to ask you this, SHERM. Has SHERM ever had an interest in watching same gender? No, none of that. Let's go on here. I got a question for you, SHERM. What would be your best life advice for people that are going through adversity? Just knowing, because here's the thing, SHERM. From what you've told me, the shit that you've, from your point of view, you've gone through a bunch of shit, right? And people picking on you. You felt that administrators were
rude towards you or biased against you. But you still come in here and you're smiling, we're having a good time, we're hanging out. So what would be your advice to somebody that is dealing with shit like that?
It all depends on what stage you're going through. Like, because everyone has tough times in middle school, everyone has tough times in high school. Like, it's all, I mean, it's similar stuff from grade school, middle school, whatever it may be. Whatever stage of life you're in, it's about the same. Mm-hmm. But I can't say specific stuff if I don't know the person. Like, everyone's different. You can't give someone advice if you don't know them because it's hard.
Well, you can in some cases. So in general, what would be if just something in general bad happened to you? What would be your first? How do you react to something like that?
How I would react?
Yeah. What do you do to stay positive and to stay SHERM?
Alright, so there's a song I listen to. It's called Colorado by Coda the Friend.
Okay.
And in that song, he says his bar, which really, it's deep.
What's the bar?
It's, everyone always thinks my life is perfect. Maybe that's because I'm laughing through the worst shit.
That's fire right there.
And that's exactly how my life is.
You laugh through it. Deflect with humor.
Exactly.
I do that too.
Like,
It gets...
Okay, yeah, just tree just fell in my house. Whatever.
Yeah, fuck that.
It didn't hit me. Whatever.
That's a great point. That dude, we're gonna clip that out. You have to sign that on something. Tree just fell in my house, but it didn't hit me, so it's whatever. I like that.
That's how you gotta be.
Sounds like a T-shirt. Or something.
Eyes on the prize.
We had another audience question that was anonymous from earlier that I missed. What's your big snowboarding accident?
So it wasn't really anything big. It was more dodging the injury that was big. So I don't know how many of you viewers snowboard at Wilmot or ski at Wilmot, but on State Line, there's this big tree line there, and there's snow guns up along the tree line. Mm-hmm. I went up one, came down the green side, which is the easy side.
Yeah.
Transitioned all the way across the hill. Yeah. So I went from over by lift 2 all the way to the tree line. Yeah. And I still have that good brakes. Like, I can't stop, is what I'm saying. Ooh. I can slow down, but I can't stop. Yeah. But I can't slow down my heel side yet. I always eat it, like, face plant. Yeah. So I was going on my toe side. So I was going straight towards the tree line. So I cut back a little bit to kind of create some separation. Then I went back on my toe side thinking I have enough separation, right? And then before I knew it, just flash, bam, I'm right at the tree line. So I basically went back on my heel side, did it was like an acrobatic move, like something out of a movie. Mm-hmm. Did like a forward handspring. So basically pushed off with my arm. Yeah. To where my head won't hit. Okay. And then did like acrobatic 180 flip and dodge the snow gun because I was headed straight towards the snow gun. I flipped, did like an acrobatic flip over the snow gun, and landed on my butt facing uphill right at the lift, top of lift. So
were you hurt then?
Just a bruise right here. And I was going 40, 50 miles an hour easily.
I don't know how fast people go down hills, but I will.
State line is steep and it's icy.
That's pretty scary, man. Yeah.
I know.
I'm thankful you're okay, to be honest with you.
Wait a minute. That's the first time I went down the blue side. I didn't even make the transition. That was my first time going down the blue side, which is where it's actually steep. That's why I was going so fast, because I was going down there. Mm. And the sun was just starting to set, so it was starting to ice over. Okay. And it was more or less a planned fall, too, because I knew how fast I was going. I could figure out, okay, if I do this, this is going to happen. I could figure out, if I do this, I can dodge this and come away with less injuries.
That's pretty incredible that you were able to kind of think on that on the fly. Yeah.
I did land in the bushes a little bit, but
hey, whatever you got to do to be safe, man. That's awesome. Exactly. I'm glad you're okay, to be honest with you.
Like most people with the speed they're going, their arm will snap. Mine, it just kind of push off for a split second to create separation. Yeah. And complete the flip.
Yeah, dude, that's...
I almost landed it, too. That's a weird thing. Is I got part of the board to land. I just didn't get enough, and I was leaning back to where basically the board slipped and fell. Jesus. But yeah, I almost got enough fly edge of the board.
How long have you been snowboarding?
4 days. of actually on the hill.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time, man.
I know.
That's not a lot of time. This is, wow, dude, that's crazy. I don't know how are you able to pull something off like that? That's
instinct,
I guess. That I don't snowboard because I know there's a huge learning curve and I don't want to break bones.
There really isn't. I mean, I did have an advantage going in. I was a lift operator. I'm going to be next year. But the thing is, I see people getting on and off these lifts. I see people going down the hill all the time. So I have knowledge of, okay, if someone does this is going to happen. Like, I just have a little bit of a base to build off of, and I know the do's and do nots.
That's incredible, man. I'm again proud and happy that you're okay. Who's someone that's that you've met in your life that's inspired you?
I really don't know. Like, I don't know if there's anyone that I've actually met in person that has inspired me. I mean, there's one, but I don't know if you can really count it. Because, okay, I will say it, but, like, there's no one actual, like, no one I actually look up to, no idol that I've met in person.
Mm-hmm.
So, the person that is, though, is Kevin Brenner. In freshman year of high school, he actually was popular. Like, he had things going for him.
Yeah.
And then he basically was friends with me and would basically not even care about all the stuff that was going on. He saw me for who I was.
Yeah.
And then I saw how good he was at sports, and it's like, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
Now I am like him. Now it's
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's important, dude.
Overall, though, like, idol or role model, it's Kobe.
Got you.
I kind of learned my mindset from him.
So Kevin's in good company then.
Yeah.
Him and Kobe, that's the people that inspire you. That's awesome, man.
But, like,
shout out to Kevin, by the way. Kevin Brenner. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for inspiring SHERM. Dude, that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that, to be honest with you. Especially, being all seriousness, man. When we've been sitting here talking, you're wildly entertaining person. Yeah. First off, you're great. You should do some sort of entertainment.
Straight up.
Yeah, you're awesome. But two, like, even with some of these people, like, poking fun or trying to make jokes and whatever, dude, you just take that shit on the chin, and, like, that alone, regardless of anything else, if you say something that might be a little wild or a little weird every now and again, I admire that about you, SHERM.
You could literally say something totally offensive to me and, like, whatever.
Yeah. And just know this, if people come for you, SHERM, detox, I've got your back, and all these guys that are in my crew, we got your back. I want you to know that.
I trust you guys.
No, I major respect for all this, man. Major respect, especially for you coming out here and clearing the air and stuff and talking about all this. You got any questions for us, SHERM?
Not really. Besides when we get on the field next.
When are we getting on the field next? You know, I actually do want to play. I mean, I'll suck ass, but I'm definitely down to play.
This week.
This week?
Everyone's back in town.
I guess everyone is back in town because we're supposed to be avoiding the virus, but I'll be down to play. What's going on here in the comments? We've got, Evan, why don't you get back to TikTok?
That's a good question.
What's that? What was the question? Why don't you read it to me? Imagine coming into this as I don't know, some crazy shit's going on. But yeah, we should definitely play, man. And again, I'm so thankful that you came out here, and I mean, whether people are trying to hate on you or they love you, which, like you said before, you're a polarizing guy. People were out here watching you. They were keeping tabs on you either way.
I really don't care. Like, think what you think of me. I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
So are you gonna be eligible then for next season?
I should be.
If you are, you tell me, all right? Okay. And we're gonna come to a game.
I mean,
I'll get all the guys to come to a game.
Okay, I will admit this. So, like, when I saw you, I got some nerves. When I saw Duncan, I got some nerves.
Why?
So I don't know. It's just something tied to Wilmot that, like, just
I get what you're saying.
Just sparks something.
I get what you're saying because I'm the one. I see all these
little bit of focus.
I get what you're saying because I'm seeing all the comments of people. Some people being really nice to you, and other people trying to, poke fun and clown.
It's
and so
50-50 split.
And so I get why you would feel that way. I mean, I definitely had a similar experience at Wilmot. Probably not the same as yours was, not as intense, but again, man, all the respect in the world to you. SHERM, why don't you tell people? Do you want people to follow you on Instagram, or I know you're not big in the media?
I don't care.
Okay.
Tell them if you want.
Okay. Well, what's your Instagram at? I can pull it up real quick. I'll let you guys know where you can follow SHERM at if you don't already follow him. Let's see here. SHERM. Let's see. Michael. It's Michael.Sherman3. There you go. You can follow him on IG. My man, follow his journey. He's doing his thing. He's working hard, doing whatever it takes to be successful. And we wish you the best. We wish you the best, SHERM.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody who tuned in live to hang out with us. What am I missing? There's a please. What do people please and love? What's the one last question? The 10-0 alumni game? Oh yeah, we smoked you guys in that alumni game.
Yeah, but think about talent, no talent.
But you didn't have any help. That's what it was.
Exactly. We had 2-3 guys that actually had knowledge of the game, could actually like control and actually compete with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else was still work in progress, and they didn't have what it takes to compete with John and like all those guys.
Yeah.
Like this next year's alumni game, it's gonna be bad, way worse than.
Are you excited? You're excited to be on the other side of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Because I honestly feel I have more chemistry with you guys than I do the younger ones.
I get what you're saying. Well, man, that's all I've got. Thank you to our viewers that tuned in live. Thank you for some of the people that just subscribed today. You guys were awesome. Thanks for everybody who was active in the comments, whether it was positive or not. We appreciate your point of view. Thank you to our patrons. We're kind of putting we're gonna be putting some new stuff up on Patreon. So thank you guys for helping support the channel. And what was this, episode 37 of Detox. I've got Dylan Fraley on next week. You guys will have to tune in, check that one out next Monday. So thank you guys again. I will see you next week. Peace.